Hello, this is the last part of OCR People. You'll be glad to hear because there's been a lot in this unit, and it's a nice short one now because I'm going to just talk about employment law. Another word for law is legislation, and the laws in this country cover discrimination, equality, health and safety, and employment rights. So the first thing that you need to be aware of is that there's a minimum that employers are allowed to pay employees, and it is based in the Minimum Wage Act of 1998. You don't have to know all the names and years of the acts. It does sound good if you do know them, but you don't have to know them. And what the Minimum Wage Act says is that there's a certain amount that you have to pay employees, depending on age. So you can't pay below that. And if you get found out, then you have to pay fines and obviously catch up and pay the employees more. There's something called the Equality Act of 2010, which brings together lots of different legislation over the years. There was the Race Discrimination Act, the Equal Pay Act, and more. And the Equality Act covers all kinds of discrimination. So in the workplace, you cannot, or people that you're interviewing, you cannot discriminate because of their race, religion, gender, sexuality, disability. You have to treat, their age, sorry I missed that, you have to treat everybody equally and fairly. And if you, as an employee or a trainee or a job seeker, you feel like you've been discriminated against, you can actually take your employer or the employer to a tribunal called an employment tribunal, where you may or may not win some kind of compensation. And the Health and Safety at Work Act of 1974 means that employees have to have the right to work in a safe working environment, so that all steps are taken to make sure employees are safe, all safety measures are taken. So the key thing there to remember is that employees have the right to work in a safe working environment. And then the last one that you need to be aware of is that as a worker, as an employee, when you get employed by anybody, you have the right to a document, it might be a contract, which lists your hours, what your pay is, what holiday you're entitled to, and what your notice period is. So that's under something called the Employment Rights Act of 1996, but you're entitled to know all the information about the job that you're doing. Right, use your end of unit notes and work hard. Goodbye.